Hey there. Today we're diving into a really powerful idea drawn from PPN's I Am a Creator Inside. What if achieving your biggest goals, for wealth, health, and just a life of abundance, what if it didn't have to be a constant, exhausting struggle? Let's find out how. So let me ask you something. Does this feel familiar? You're working so hard, you're pushing, you're doing everything that hustle culture tells you to do, but it just feels like you're on a treadmill, right? Completely exhausted and not really getting anywhere. If you're nodding along, you are definitely not alone. But here's the thing. What if there's a completely different way to operate? Okay, first, let's look at the default setting, the path most of us are on without even realizing it. We'll call it the mind-driven struggle. And yeah, this is pretty much the conventional way we're all taught to achieve things. This path is all about brute force. It's using what you already know, your memories, your past experiences, to try and solve new problems. It's a lot of imitating what others have done and just plain grinding it out. And the results? Well, usually it leads to a lot of stress, a constant feeling of competition, and any outcomes you get are slow to arrive, and often they just don't last. At its core, it's a process that fundamentally drains your energy. But that's not the only way. The whole concept we're exploring today is about a massive shift in perspective. It's about stopping the endless search for answers out there and instead tapping into a powerful intelligence that's already inside of you. So let's meet the creator within. So what on earth is this creator within? Well, it's not just another thought or a new memory. It's described as that silent, observant part of you that exists just beyond all the mental chatter. It's the part that has an innate understanding of how to create. Think of it like the difference between someone following a recipe step by step versus a master chef who just knows how flavors work together. That's the kind of deep intelligence we're talking about. And when you put these two paths side by side, the contrast is just crystal clear. On one side, you have creation driven by the mind. It's born from the past, it requires constant effort, and it ultimately just drains your battery. But on the other side, you have creation driven by this inner creator. It comes from your inner intelligence, it works through alignment and flow, and, this is the crucial point, it actually generates more energy. So what happens when you actually start operating from this creator-driven space? Well, according to the source, it completely transforms the most important areas of your life. And we're not just talking about doing things differently, we're talking about completely redefining what success even means. Take wealth, for example. The mind-driven path sees it as this stressful race to accumulate more. But from the creator's perspective, wealth becomes a natural outcome of your own inner clarity. When you're in that flow state, you're not chasing opportunities anymore, they just appear because you're finally aligned to receive them. And this same thinking applies to your health. Instead of just reacting when you get sick, creator-driven health is all about proactive balance. It's the difference between taking medicine when you're ill and tuning into your body's own wisdom to maintain that vitality from the very start. Ultimately, this all leads to a whole new definition of abundance. See, it's not about what you have, it becomes an internal state of being. It's that feeling of flow, where life itself just seems to support you, bringing you what you need precisely because you're aligned with that creative energy. Now, I know this all sounds great in theory, but you're probably wondering, how do you actually do it? How do you make the shift? Well, the source gives us a very practical 6-step action plan to help you activate this creator within and tap into that natural flow. All right, here we go. First, just 15 minutes a day to simply observe your breath. This is all about quieting that constant mental chatter. Second, get in the habit of journaling 3 new ideas every day with absolutely no judgment or doubt. Third, focus on aligning your body through mindful choices in eating, movement, and breathing. Now, number 4 is a huge one. Learn to pursue only the opportunities that feel seamless and right, not the ones that feel forced. After that, you've got to actively shift your language, away from scarcity like I don't have, and toward creation with I am creating. And finally, share your ideas openly. In this model, creative energy actually multiplies when it's given away. So why make this shift? Why is this path not just different, but fundamentally more powerful and sustainable for the long haul? Let's break down the final comparison. And this really brings it all together. Just look at the key differences here. Your origin shifts from being stuck in the past to tapping into an untapped present potential. The process moves from effort to intuition. Sustainability goes from something temporary and fragile to something enduring and self-renewing. But the most critical takeaway here is that last one.
Your energy shifts from being constantly drained to being continuously generated. That, right there, is the creator's advantage.
When you boil it all down, it comes to this simple but really profound choice. Are you going to continue forcing creation through sheer effort, or are you going to learn how to step back and just allow it to flow through you? And we'll leave you with this final thought from the source material, which I think says it all. Abundance is not something to chase. It is something to allow. It's not a destination you have to race towards. It's a natural state that's just waiting for you once you give the creator inside you the space to emerge.